think it's May the 6th today. Quite a poignant day for me, actually, May the 6th. It's a lot of changes happened on this date a few years ago, but less of that, and let's get on with this, shall we? What have I got today? I've got a white tile, and I've done a little bit of inking. I've got a little bit of stencil going on in the background there, and then I've got some yellow around the outside as well. I've used exactly the same colour for the flowers as the background, so a bit of a yellow colour there. So if we're all ready, let's get going, shall we? Let's go a little bit bigger. So I'm going to start with pencil, because I know what you like out there. You don't want to go always straight in with pen. And I want to imagine sort of where halfway is, or halfway middle, about there. I'm not going to put a mark because I don't want it to mark not so much, because then above it, I'm going to put myself a swirl. See, I've still got my finger mark there, because I know then I'm not going to sort of go underneath that. I want to put myself a little bit of a swirl in. So I'm going to imagine it first, and it's coming down past the middle, and then sort of back up again, like so. So I'm sort of in the middle in this spot here. Let's have a look at it. And I'm going to do it really lightly, but I'm going to try and keep my pencil going if I can, rather than, even if it goes, oh, it's got a bit wobbly, that's okay. Even if it means, there you go, see, so I've got that in. That's a little bit narrow, so I can come back in, look, and make an amendment there. It's always easier to have something on the paper to go with. And then I'm going to come down here, like so, and then I'm coming back up, small loop there, look, and back up with a loop on the end. Okay, so apart from that little bit there, I don't think that's too bad at all. So I'm going to go ahead and put that in with pen. All right then, so I'm going to bring that around a little bit more there. So again, take your time with it. And now I can stop and start, look. I can move it round if I need to, because I've got the gist of it in there. You know, you can change your shape a little bit if you want to as well. But you can take your time and follow that through. So I'm coming down here, look. I'm going to stop at that cross point there. And I'm going to come up and in. Being that I've got that one there, I'm going to put myself another one, look, there. Okay, so I've got that kind of a shape going on. Happy with that, that's fine. Just going to ease that off, because, you know, I can still see my line now. Ease it off. Okay, did that bit of pencil I can get rid of later. I don't need to worry about it now. So I'm going to go in a little bit more. You see, look, I can rub them out later. So I'm going to start on the top here, and I'm going to put myself a little shape like that on the top. Looks like one of those midget gems that you used to have when you were little. Never particularly liked them, I must admit. They were a bit sweet though. Used to like the colours, and I used to make pictures with them. Of course, all in those different colour little bits of icing, but didn't really bother eating them, must admit. Yeah, far nicer things. But I know some people love them. So they're like little midget gems from the side. I'm going to get, sort of work my way around here. I'm going to go a little bit smaller with them. So not as pointed, look, as well, just sort of easing it off. Working my way around. See, they sort of almost come into little bumps as I work my way around. And let's come back up here and put a few in around here as well. They don't all have to be the same, so don't worry if they're a little bit off or not quite what you wanted. And again, you feel free to draw these in pencil if you want to. It's going to take you a little bit longer because going back over them. Or we might find it easy to draw them this way. Whatever works for you. So I'm going to get a bit smaller now. Sort of work my way down. They just kind of come to a natural finish if you do that. So I've not gone all the way down, like I've stopped about there. let's get rid of that little bit of pencil now. Don't need that anymore. Don't need that anymore. And I'm going to come in with, let's have a look. Doesn't matter where you start, because we're going to do this in all of them, as much as you can anyway. I'm going to draw a little line on the inside of each shape. Kind of work my way down there. There we go. Those can't really get anything in, so I'm not going to try and do that. Just, you know, I find it, looking at that one, coming from there up to the point, I find that easier, and it gives me a more consistent shape. But you might find something different. You might want to do a shape all the way around. It's entirely up to you. There we go. All right. So you can tell we're out of bank holiday now. No sunshine anymore. It's a little bit dismal here today. Little bubbles. And a little bit chilly, I've got to admit, but they do say it's coming a little bit brighter towards the end of the week, so we can look forward to that. And of course, I've got a drive to Hobby Maker on Saturday, so hopefully it'll be nice weather. There you go, little dots, look. So far so good. All right, that's looking okay there. And I'm going to come in with one last draw. See, I can do these quite small. I'm going to fill them in with a bit of ink there as I work my way around. Again, they're going to get really small, so can't really do much in them. This would look nice with a little bit of a glitter, wouldn't it? Or a few coloured gel pens and things like that. Make a difference. Sort of. It always looks different putting a little bit of black in it, doesn't it? Changes it up a little bit. So far, so good. All right. Oh, hi, Vicky. And Leslie. Okay. There we go. All right, let's have a little look at that. So this is where we are so far. We've got this lovely little shape going around. So I'm going to kind of pull out from this line here a little bit. Don't want to go too far. So follow it along. You see, sort of pull it out a little bit. And then do another. Bring it out a little bit more. And I'm going to put like a little bobble on the end like that. Doesn't look. So let's come in with that shape. You see the one I've just done there, but a little bit bigger. And that side. And then let's do another. So ice gems all the way today. Into that one. I'm going to go for another one. You see this time as I've drawn that curve, this is coming sort of more under as we work our around. Yeah, I like that. So let's have a couple sort of coming inside there as well. Looks like we've got more going on. And let's put some little lines coming out. With little dots on the end. See one there, look. Kind of feel like it needs another one. Yeah, let's put another one in. There you go. Okay, so let's do another one of those. I'm going to come this side, so it sort of feels like it wants to come this way a little bit, maybe. So I'm going to bring a couple of lines that way. Let's go in again. See, I've turned it round. I'm going to put my little shape on. And again, let's put that shape in. And then either side. See, let's try it this way. Let's put those three on that side. Or two, and those on that side. Okay, I'm going to put another one in. Just to sort of extend it out. See, it's going underneath even more. And let's put some of these lines coming out. Well, And little dots on the end. And we could do a couple more of those little ones. Maybe I'm going to get another one in there. Okay. All right. So let's put a couple of leaves around these. So I'm going to come in with, start with a line, a bit of a curve there. And let's do a down and a wobble. And on the other side, I'm going to come out, look, and do another wobble. See, it's going all the way to the bottom. Let's do another one this side. So up, out, wobble, all the way to the bottom. And this side out, and wobble. Okay, I'm going to put another one in. A bit smaller. Same process though. We've got kind of little shapes going on there. Let's do this one. Out, wobble. Same on this side. Let's do one up here. So I'm imagining where that wobble's keeping it going. And down we go. I just want to come in, thicken that up a little bit, so I don't really want to lose that shape. I'm going to keep that in there. Okay. Let's sort of put a little bit of an end on it. Let's do the same there, look, a little bit of a curving. All right. Okay. So another flower, let's sort of bring one up this end. So I'm going to sort of come from down here, but it's going to sort of come up in that kind of a curve shape there, like so. And I'm going to put that little bobble on the top there. And then in we come with that shape again, up that side and up that side. And you know, you can choose however many of these you want to put in. So I'm going to go in with 3 there. And then on the other side as well. See, I've kept them quite wide, so there's plenty of sort of flower to see. A couple of those little ones at the top there. And let's put some of those little lines in with little dots on the end. So it kind of works its way around. Sort of going off the top there. And again, let's put some leaves in. Curvy up, and then I'm going to go out and wobble. Same there, look. And let's have one coming up here. You're only going to see part of that, but it's just as important as the others. And in we go. So let's bring out, you see, we've got those things going on. I want to bring out something else here, so I'm going to sort of come up there. Sort of a double line, it's got a little bit further. And I'm going to put a little oval on the top and fill those little gaps in. Okay. And if we put a little curve round, like that. Okay, let's have a little look at that. So I'm going to imagine a little bit further up. So I don't want to draw something there. I'm going to sort of come here. And I'm going to start with, let's put a little line. So it's almost the lines following it along. Just a little one like that. And then on this side, put a little mark in like this, little oval with a little line. So we've got a little bit of a gap. It's going under there and coming back up there. So let's do a little bobble on there. And again, I'm going to put a little shape like this. And then I'm going to put more of those shapes on. Giving it a little bit of a wander around. And again, let's put a little the bobbles on the end. I'm going to sort of fill in that bottom bit, you know, like I did there. But do it on there. Let's have a little look at that. So it comes around, look, and it comes up. And look, it's like, hi, I'm coming out there. So let's do another one. Let's have a look. I'm going to aim it for just sort of coming out here. You're not really going to see much. It's going to sort of be hidden there. But then we can have one. So if I follow it round, it's sort of going to come here. Little oval, fill in the sides. There we go. And then a little oval, fill in the sides. Go around. And then let's give it some little hats to wear. It's going to do one of those. A bit smaller. Okay. So, okay. I'm going to not do anything else there. I like that bit as it is, but I think here let's have one more. So I'm going to bring it down this way. You're not going to see the other side of it because it's underneath all those leaves. But same sort of thing, look, same little shape there. And then that's going to come downhill like that. Okay. Right. Let's add a little bits onto there. Okay, so let's bring in a bit of a regular pencil. So I've got my 2B pencil here. And first things first, as I'm going to focus on this sort of swirl here. And in this like blank area, I'm going to come in and add some pencil all the way along to those bits. And I'm going to do some on the other side as well, but just over the top of those shapes there. And let's go down and along here to about the bottom. And then I'm going to come on the inside and go up there. Okay, Tortillon. So let's give it a little bit of a swirl around. So just taking my time. I'm not trying to blend or anything now. It's just a case of putting swirls in. See how that wanders along. So I'm going to get all the way to the bottom. And then I'm going to switch to come to the inside and go up there. Okay. So I'm going to hold my Tortillon even further out now and very gently ease that line, you know, where you've got sort of a solid line still. We want to kind of ease it off a bit. Working it along, like so. Okay, same on this bit here. Okay, so we've got that going on. And then around the outside, I'm going to come in a little bit heavier, just where we've got those shapes, and add some pencil there. Okay, so I'm going to bring in a bit of, feeling a bit of yellowish colour coming on. I'm going to bring in my light orange, and I'm going to come in over the top of those, just on one side. Let's go in a little bit so you can see that. Okay, so it's sort of, not all of it, look, just down that bottom edge. If you're not going to use colour and you're going to black and white or Tortillon everything, that's where you're going to put your dark colours or your pencil. That's what we're going to then, you use your Tortillon to sort of clear it out. But I'm coming in with a little bit of this. So I could have gone in, you know, because I've gone in with a yellow background, I could have used a purple. I might use purple on those bits. But I'm sticking within the similar colour brackets here. Citrus yellow. I'm going to go over the top of it all. So because there's not much there, it's not a huge sort of piece. Using those two colours is probably enough to give me what I want. Got a little bit of shade. Of course, using your pencil and Tortillon, this is what you'd be, or where you'd be using your Tortillon right now, isn't it? To take your pencil into those shapes and blend it out. So it's not too much in terms of blending going on, it's just those two colours. You see, let's have a little look at that. And there you go. It just gives it enough. I'm going to come back in with that orange colour and just sort of come in around the sides there. The same on these. you know, just to make sure that there's a definite colour there. Okay, so a little bit of deep green. I'm going to come up the centres of those leaves. Same with this one. All right, just make sure you don't miss any. There's another. I'm going to add a little bit, look, on the stems as well. Okay, and a bit of grass green. Sort of over the top there. I'm not going to fill the whole thing in. Just almost like a zigzag, like a chevron. Up and then down the sides. Same here, look. It's giving it that little hint of colour. Again, don't forget, there's one there hiding. Okay, bit of white, just on those edges. Just sort of finishes it off there, just brings them in. I don't have to go all the way down, I just want to make sure I've got those little bits at the top there. So it looks quite light. Into those. And then let's have a look. A bit more of that deep green, you know, just there where that little bobble goes in. And let's bring in a little bit of lagoon, a bit of purpley colour, and I'm going to add some of that just into those little dots there. Only if you've got space. If yours are a bit small, don't worry about it. And I'm going to put a little bit on one side of those there. It doesn't matter which side, it's fine. And a bit of white. Now, depending on if you've inked your tile or not, you might see this, you might not. But it's got a little bit going on in the background there, so that's fine. I'm going to just bring a bit more green in there. Onto those. And I'm just going to bring in my black pencil now. And see this little bit on the end. Let's just give that a little bit of a blackness. But what I want to do particularly is go back in here and put this in. This line where we've sort of gone around and lost it a little bit with all that graphite. In there, and just a touch of it, just a touch inside there. I don't want to have to blend the whole thing, so it's very, very lightly. We're going to come along and see, and just make sure you can still see that little bit there. So back in with a little bit of orange, and just on the tips, because of course we've done a lot of shading now, so I just want to have a little bit of that colour coming out on there. Really small, don't worry about it. And just a little bit of colour again, that purpley colour, just on those little edges there. Last thing, I'm going to stick with, let's go back in with a little bit of black, just around there a little bit. Okay, and stems, I'm going to use a bit of khaki. Just sort of not going to try and blend or anything, just indicate with them. And of course, always miss a bit. A little bit of white in the middle of those. Just giving that a little hint. Highlight. Okay, let's have a little look at what we've done there. Okay, so if you're familiar with one of my little symbols, this is the symbol for gratitude. So I'm going to put that in somewhere. It's always nice to do. So whether you want to integrate it into your piece, a bit of khaki in that one, or whether you want to actually put it down the bottom or somewhere, it's quite nice. I'm going to put, let's have a look. I'm going to put it in here. And I'm going to go in with capitals, which I don't normally do, but I feel like it today. And a couple of little dots after it, like, just to sort of filter it in with the piece. And on the other side, a bit of a signature. So there you go. So hopefully that's going to give you a little bit of a go at something today. Maybe you want to do it in different colours. Maybe you want to change the symbol. Maybe if you want to, if you've got the stamps, you could use one of the stamps. It's a little bit smaller than what we've drawn there, but you could do that. Or use one of the others and have a play. A little bit of glitter on there would look lovely. And something like that on a card would be just beautiful, wouldn't it? So, okay. Nice and short and sweet for that one, for a Tuesday. I'm sure we're all back at work or wherever and wishing it was still bank holiday, but there it is. Never mind. Have a good one, everybody. And all being well, I'll catch you back here on Friday for our next tile at 2 o'clock. So have fun, everyone. Take care. See you soon. Bye.